Hey guys, Jacob the Lifetarian here. Thank you all for coming to my first web series of Jacob vs. the Murderers. And for all of you guys who aren't sure what a Lifetarian is, it is probably the most peaceful group on all of Facebook. Okay. Lifetarianism, in short, for all of you who are wondering why this is titled Jacob vs. the Murderers, is because all of you hypocrites, especially the vegans, okay, who say you don't want to eat any life, vegans are still eating plant products, okay? Now, tell me, are plants alive or are they dead? Well, they're all dead because of the vegans. But they were alive, just like our children, just like you and me. So when you eat a plant, you're actually eating life, okay? So all you vegans and vegetarians who are not eating animal products, that's only half the story. The rest of the story is you're murdering the rest of the earth. So that's why it's Jacob versus the Murderers. Because I am a Lifetarian, and Lifetarians don't eat any meat, any plants. Now, if you're wondering why we do this, it's because we are the true humanitarians, planetarians, would you, if I may. Because we're not eating anything that was ever alive. Alright, so that's the whole Lifetarian creed. And I have on Facebook the Lifetarian creed, I believe list 1 to 7. And let me just read that off before we start our live Q&A with the rest of the murderous Facebook. So let's get to it. Lifetarian creed number 1. Okay. Take no life, human, animal, plant, etc. Eat no life, human, animal, plant, etc. Only drink water or dairy. For you guys who are wondering how Lifetarians actually continue to be alive without murdering, believe me, it's possible, okay? So, only drinking water or dairy. You're only eating eggs or dairy, because you're not killing the animal when you're eating its dairy products. You're just, you're using what it's giving back to the earth, okay? So if you're wondering, well, Jacob, how do Lifetarians have their vitamins and minerals? Let me be quite frank here. Plant-derived minerals are a no-go, because let's be honest, the way most people are getting their minerals from plants are they're murdering them, plain and simple. We got an incoming call from Nicky Ferrari. He's jumping the gun here. Let's go to him so he doesn't start bitching.
Hey, fuck you doing?
Oh, we got Nicky Ferrari on the line. I was on his podcast about a week ago.
You see me?
Yeah, I see you, unfortunately. I see you burning a plant before my eyes as well.
I don't see you, pal.
Well, I see you burning some tobacco, and it's making me quite sick, to be quite honest.
You know something? You're a real pain in the ass. I want to call in because you just annoy me, Bob. Just take up my news feed. What's your problem?
I think I'm speaking for the rest of Facebook when we say the feeling is mutual, okay?
What's mutual?
The feeling of annoyance on news feeds, especially.
What's that?
You annoy the hell out of everybody, okay, Nicky? That's the bottom line. That's what I'm trying to get at. Let's not beat around the bush here.
Al, let me get something straight. The people, they need to know. Look at this. I'm getting notification. I got fans writing in. And they're, oh man, they're going off on you, Bob.
Oh yeah? Well, let's hear it.
Well, they're saying that you were not always Lifetarian, that you were a bit of a weird kid in high school.
Well,
true. I mean, I got dirt on you, pal. Like you don't even want. Let me tell you something. You don't even want me to be calling in right now.
Why is that, Nikki? You think I'm afraid of your minute intellect?
Well, I got dirt on you. I mean, it's just simple as that.
You got dirt on me? Well, let me tell you, I ate about a pound of dirt already today, because that's where Lifetarians get their minerals from. So you got dirt on me, I already got dirt on me. It's in my digestive system. Bring me minerals from the earth right now. Okay.
Al, listen to me. Listen to me. Are you listening?
Unfortunately.
You're listening? I mean, if this goes on your Facebook,
That's correct.
I just want everybody to know that me and my crew, let me repeat, me and my crew saw you.
Who's your crew? The rest of the retirement center?
Don't worry about it, pal. You saw him. You saw the light guy. You saw the sound technician. You saw everybody there. And we all saw you eat meat. And we kept our mouths shut.
Fat chance. Fat chance, Nikki.
What do you have to say to your fans about that?
Last time I ate meat, I was probably about 10 years old, okay?
You're a liar.
Well, let's see some proof, Nikki.
When's the last time you had vegetables?
Vegetables? That was probably maybe about high school. I grew up a little bit since then.
Liar. I saw you have vegetables. My show, pal. You had vegetables. Me and my whole crew saw you.
I doubt it, Nikki.
No, we saw you.
You know what? I know you wear those glasses because you're legally blind. So I don't know exactly what you did see.
What are you gonna make fun of the blind now?
Well, I don't think you really saw much, Nikki.
I could see, pal. I mean, I got my glasses on. I could see my lenses in. I mean, I don't know what kind of trick you're trying to play, but it's bullshit.
Well, I don't know when the last time you even saw your own penis was, so let's not even go there.
Last time I saw my own penis, pal. You got a lot of nerve, Bob. You know, you're on my show. Like, you're weird. This is why I want to study you. Just because you're a two-face.
I'd like to see some proof. Me and the whole internet would love to see some proof.
You're a two-face. I'll show the internet proof. Just wait until after this, and I'll take my time. I'll go back and I'll recheck the footage, and I'll re-upload it.
What else did Jess Seeley already bring up? Lord and Savior. Lifetarians, let's be plain and simple. I don't know who Revealed Pete Oliver is, but Lifetarians have no Lord and Savior, because there is none. We're all atheists. We grew up. Those are child stories. Is the Easter Bunny, are you going to ask me if the Easter Bunny is my Lord and Savior? Are you going to ask me if Hansel and Gretel were skipping through my neighborhood earlier today? Well, no, they weren't. Okay. Patrick Gray, or Warren Gray, we got the two little brothers over here. Murderer 1 and Murderer 2. And we got Nikki Ferrari calling back in. Thinks this old man has nothing else better to do.
Hey, pal.
Hey.
What happened?
You left, so I cut you off. No dead air on Jacob versus the Murderers. No dead air, no dead anything. We don't want anything to die, alright? Warren Gray asked, Jacob, did you know that NN-dimethyltryptamine occurs naturally in our bodies, so why is it illegal? Okay, let me first address Warren Gray. Warren.
Address him.
We're not allowed to kill anything alive.
That's wrong, man.
Just because it's in our bodies doesn't give us a right to murder it. Okay? Patrick Gray. What is the limitation to life, he asks. Are microbes life? How far can you throw a football? Okay. Microbes. Well, I believe someone named Ariel Catherine also had a similar question. With bacteria and such, they tried asking if, are we allowed to kill bacteria? Well, let me put it plain and simple. Okay. Bacteria has a symbiotic relationship with the human body, so there's good bacteria that helps us in our digestive system, okay? And throughout... Nikki, I'm trying to explain right now, okay? So keep your mouth shut for a second. There's good bacteria that helps inside of us. So if there's bacteria in your body, it's actually helping you. Now, I'm sure you're going to say, well, what if the bacteria ends up harming you? Well, there's no preemptive strikes here, okay? Well, let's talk statistics right now, Patrick Gray. Excuse me. Statistically, we're talking statistics right now, Nikki. Statistically, hold on a second, Nikki. Statistically, there's a greater chance of getting mugged by an African American on the street. Let's just be quite frank. That's the fact. I'm not being racist, okay? I'm not racist. I don't believe in any races at all. So, statistically, there's a greater chance of getting mugged by an African American. Bacteria, let's call it. So, are we gonna just arrest every African American before he even does something wrong? No. Plain and simple, no. So, same thing with bacteria. Are we, just because it's bacteria, are we gonna attack it and kill it? No. Until it aggresses on us, then we have a right to protect our own life. Okay. So, Patrick Gray, that addresses your question. How far can I throw a football? I never touched pig skin in probably about 20 years. So the question is 0.0 feet. Okay.
Wow. That's interesting. I mean, I would never thought of that.
Well, Nikki, I'm glad to see you're coming to a more reasonable approach.
Well, hear me out. I mean, what I'm saying is, I never would have broken it down into set, you know what I'm saying, set rules, set things, break it down into groups. So, I hear you typing right now.
That's correct. I'm trying to engage in a debate as well.
And that reminds
Back away from the screen a little, Nikki.
Of something I have to do. I have to type to somebody. I have a letter. You ever one of those? Oh no, I can't.
Can't you come to the show sober at least once, Nikki?
I got the video. Hey, public. Now is my chance to let you know that this guy's a foe.
Nikki, what are you doing here?
What's that? This guy's a foe. You're a typical, how do you say?
What the heck happened to your camera? Well, we just lost Nicky Ferrari. What a pity. Warren Gray just said he'll give me a carbon up my nose when he breaks it and drinks my blood like some kind of angry childish Gambino. Well, let me explain to all of you on Facebook right now that what we're seeing here is an angry death head, or a dead head, a term I came up with. Because all of you that are eating meat and eating plants are deadheads. Because you have death inside of you, and it's making you... There's a lot of peer-reviewed studies on this. The death inside of you is making you angry and violent. Now, there are no reported crimes of violence amongst any Lifetarians. Okay, so that's proof enough, peer-reviewed, that violence is caused by all this death inside of us. All this death we're causing, all this death we're engaging in. So, if you're more peaceful like the rest of the Lifetarians, then all that violence will just go away. Your head will be much clearer, okay? Warren says, no one's died from smoking pot. Well, Warren, nobody's died from smoking pot. Nobody's died from smoking pot except for the plant. Is that enough death for you? Just because you're not dying, does that mean that the plant is allowed to die? A 50-50 thing right there? I don't think so. That's not how death works, okay? That's how war works. One person dies, one person lives, one wins, one loses. With Lifetarians, everyone wins, okay? No one's dying, no one's losing. Now, let me go to some articles. For all of you asking where I get all those peer-reviewed studies from. Right here on the UK Mail Online, we have a woman, an African-American woman, who eats a pound of dirt every day. Now, in the beginning of the show, I said how Lifetarians get their substance and their minerals and their vitamins from the soil. And all of you were probably thinking, wow, Jacob, that is absurd. Well, no. Plain and simple, no. It's not. Because that's where minerals come from, the dirt, the soil. So eat it from the source directly. Cut out the middleman. Cut out the killing part, the death. So here it is, the Mail Online. Eating dirt is an ancient South tradition that comes carried to this day, mainly by African-American women. The particular rock is called kaolin. It can be found in the Atlantic coast fall line that runs through southern states, including Georgia. So there you have it. You can eat dirt. Warren Gray is getting a little angry again. Jacob, if you're so tough, why don't you show us a picture of your dick? See, these are the kinds of arguments that I expect to hear from children. And that's all Warren is a child. His mindset is probably lesser of a child. It's probably a low-grade ignoramus. Let's go to another article then. Pound of dirt. ABC News. What is Lifetarianism? The future. Meat and veggies do severe harm to health. That's ABC News, AP, all over mainstream media. Meat and veggies do severe harm to health. Right there, on the news. They are making us more violent, and vegans probably have it worse than anyone. Because at least meatheads understand that they're killing and what they're doing is wrong. But vegans have this delusion where they think they're doing the right thing, but in fact, they're probably the biggest murderers of them all. Christopher Farrell just called me a dirt slaughterer. Said, people like you cause the great Dust Bowl. Well, Farrell, you have history all around. Dirt, first of all, dirt isn't alive. There are countless peer-reviewed studies proving. Christopher Farrell wrote, "Well, Jacob, perhaps you forgot that your people are one of the main reasons our fine nation went through the Great Depression of the 30s. When the Dust Bowl happened, loser." Tyrone Delia said, "Haha, you are so funny, all of you, lol." Well, there's nothing really funny. Ugh, excuse me, maybe this is kind of funny that there's so many idiots still alive who think that murder is okay. We ended slavery, we ended women's rights, segregation, but yet murder is still practiced in broad daylight. Maybe that's funny, dark humor, I suppose, but no one's really getting a good laugh out of that, Tyrone. Farrell, what are you doing here? My people had nothing to do with the Depression. Okay, plain and simple. That was greedy life eaters. And let me explain myself before I make a blanket statement like that. Life eaters run Wall Street and the economy in general. And greed comes strictly from eating life, okay? Lifetarians aren't greedy at all. We're trying to give more and more than any political party or any charity in the whole world, okay? So, when you're stricken with greed, that's because you're eating so much life and death. There sure won't be a food shortage if everyone understood the proper way to eat. So when people speak of food shortages, they're really only thinking of the material food that Lifetarians like to call it. Material food meaning meat, plants, cereal, a sandwich, all these restaurants, death-rons we call them. Concentration camps are farms, another term we use, just to give you listeners some terminology that Lifetarians like to throw around there. So, if we speak of concentration camps, we're talking about farms. If we're talking about death-rons, that's a restaurant. Fast food restaurants, just fast death-ron. Okay. Washington Post. Is that mainstream enough for you guys? Headline: Veganism will kill you, according to new study. And that's no surprise to any Lifetarians, but to all of you vegan Bible pushers, veganism will kill you. And we'll go to this article again. Veganism will kill you, according to new study. Washington Post. That is because when you're eating a plant, there's so much death inside of you that it's just slowly killing you. And you're eating all these plants, tofu, all this stuff. Okay, that is just death reincarnate. Okay. Nikki Ferrari says eggs have souls because they're fetuses. There are no fetuses in the eggs, alright? Otherwise I'm going to be eaten. When your sister menstruates, are there fetuses going in the toilet that she's flushing? That's called an abortion. And that's a monthly occurrence that happens, menstruation, and that's not death. Christopher Farrell, ha ha ha. Now that's funny. Wall Street guys are all Lifetarian like you. I've seen American Psycho, okay? They never just do blow. like there's no tomorrow. Okay? Look, Farrell. Even blow comes from a plant, okay? I just don't think people even understand what anatomy or biology even is anymore. No one really knows what comes from what. What's a plant? I mean, maybe Lifetarians can't even really blame people for all this death that they're doing, okay? Maybe they don't even know that they're eating a plant. I mean, can they really be that stupid? Maybe. Guess so. But is ignorance... Does ignorance forgive murder? I don't think so. Murder is murder, and you should have the responsibility for knowing what is life and what isn't. Okay, we're in the age of information, the age of the internet. Okay, so you can look up anything and find out what its anatomy or biology is. Okay, so you should know. You have the responsibility to know what's alive and what's not. Okay. Chris Frowell says, there's a reason all of Wall Street is made of stone and not wood. They're all Lifetarian. Well, that sounds like a YouTube conspiracy theory to me. And if that's his only evidence, then quite frankly, I don't feel too insecure about my beliefs if that's Chris Farrell's argument against Lifetarianism, okay? Alright, let's go to another article, okay? CBS News headline: Eating life is archaic, says new Lifetarian group. Scientist agrees. Okay, that's CBS News. And a scientist is finally understanding, as are many peer-reviewed scientists, that eating life is archaic. It's a thing of the past, okay? No one's really... It's just not progressive. We're trying to progress past all this barbarism, okay? I mean, we're not in the Stone Age anymore. We're not cavemen. We're humanity's progressing, okay? And every time someone eats a life or a plant, they are ruining that progression that all of us intellects are making, okay? And I don't know where Nicky Ferrari went. To be honest, I'm kind of glad he's gone. He's been spreading lies about Lifetarians and about myself. And he's starting a smear campaign instead of an intellectual campaign, okay? So that's the difference between Lifetarians. We're not personally insulting anybody. We're sticking to the facts, okay? And all these insults Nicky Ferrari is putting forth is just nonsense. It's diverting from the issues, and it's kind of pissing me off, to be frank. Got quite a conversation going right now. About 130 comments. That's probably more than most people on Facebook get in a month. Okay. And that just shows the influence that Lifetarianism is having on people. Ryan Polito has a question. He's asking, what kind of shampoo do you use, Jacob? Last time I checked, peppermint blood isn't pro-life, and rumor has it you've been walking around minty fresh. And Nicky Ferrari like this. Well, Ryan, Lifetarians strictly use synthetic products, okay, that contain no plant life, no plant additives, and no fragrances. Now, one solution is talc and water. A fine mixture can really work wonders. You scrub it together, and it gets the grease right out of the hair. And that's really like the main objective of shampooing and showering, to get the stink and the grease off your body. So you could achieve this without killing a plant, okay? You could achieve this without smelling like you just walked out of Pier 1 imports, okay? So talc and water. It's possible. That's all I'm saying. Lifetarianism is possible to do. Okay, Chris Farrell asked another question. Jacob, you're missing the fundamental facts of life. You're stuck in the dirt, letting the oligarchs take advantage of you with this made-up diet plan. Okay, Chris Farrell, let me just address that. Lifetarianism isn't a diet plan, okay? This isn't like you're going to your gym and they're trying to sell you a new protein drink or a new way to lose 10 pounds in 10 minutes. Okay, Lifetarian isn't a diet plan. Lifetarianism is a life plan. Okay, this isn't just a little diet, something you do for a week and then ditch it for the rest of your life. Okay, Lifetarianism is for life, for your life, and for everyone's life, for life. Okay, see what I'm saying here? This isn't just something you ditch. This is a way of living. Okay, this isn't something for 1999 and 4 easy payments, 3 a.m. in the morning on channel 20. No, this is something you do every day in your life. And we just got an indication message from Nikki Ferrari. Look at this pic I found of Jacob the Lifetarian. What a weirdo. Nikki, what are you doing here? Where did you find this? This is absurd, okay? What we've got here is Nikki Ferrari trying to badmouth Lifetarians by trying to personally attack me, okay? Nikki, who gave this to you? Alright, well, let me address this now that it's posted all over Facebook. This is me, Jacob the Lifetarian, in high school. This isn't me now, obviously. I had much longer hair in high school. In fact, Nikki, in a way I'm almost glad you brought this up. Okay? Because this was me in high school, okay? And as I said, I've grown up a lot since then. I'm now 29 years old. So high school was a long ways away. And we got Nikki trying to use this as a defense against Lifetarians. But I was not always a Lifetarian. In high school, I wasn't a Lifetarian. In high school, I was a stupid meathead like the rest of you. And this, I'm glad he brought this up, because this should be the face of meat eaters. Okay? Because this is what meat does to you. It made me sexually aggressive. It made me delusional. Made me violent. Made me a freak. Okay, let's be honest. I mean, look. I was a freak. This is high school, though. So, using this now is absurd, Nikki. This is absurd. Trying to bring this up now to bash Lifetarianism, this is absurd. Alright. It has nothing to do with Lifetarianism. This is me in high school. This was a result of me eating meat, eating plants, eating hamburgers, cheeseburgers, salads with balsamic dressing. Okay? This is what it does to you. This is the face. This is the face of meatheads. Right here. This is it. This is me. This was me. but I've grown up since then. I'm a Lifetarian now, and now I'm more reasonable. Nikki Ferrari says, vegetables are good, especially stir-fried with some soy sauce or teriyaki. And Christopher Farrell likes this. Well, Nikki, if you think eating things that were alive is so good, stir-fried with soy sauce, do me a favor, okay, Nikki? Why don't you go to the abortion clinic, okay? And those little remains, those things that were once alive, why don't you stir-fry them with some teriyaki or soy sauce, okay? Because it's the same thing. Let's be quite frank here. It's the same thing, okay? I don't think anyone's going to be doing that, because that's atrocious. So vegetables and soy sauce is atrocious. They're both alive. They both were alive, okay? Well, thank you all for joining us on the first episode of Jacob vs. the Murderers, and I hope we learned a lot so far. We had some very elementary debate and discussion. Quite honestly, no one held up with the Lifetarian creed. Maybe on the next episode we'll have some more challengers, if you will. Maybe someone more intellectual than Nicky Ferrari or Farrell or the Gray brothers. We had some pretty pathetic attempts there, but it was a good discussion nonetheless. So let's keep it going. Next web series, I'll let you all know via Facebook when the next episode of Jacob vs. the Murderers is. Okay, so thank you for coming, and live and love life. Thank you.